Just a few years ago, the Charlotte Hornets were fighting for a playing spot. Unfortunately, they did not win, so they did not make the playoffs, but stuff happens, as you already know. From then on, it's just been a series of unfortunate events, from losing Miles Bridges for a season due to conflict outside of the NBA, which I don't really want to talk about too much. LaMelo Ball going down with a lot of injuries. It's just been pretty rough. Last year, or I guess over the summer, I guess you could say, the Charlotte Hornets ended up with the second overall pick and ended up drafting Brandon Miller with that pick. The pick was not a horrible decision at the end of the day. A lot of people were saying they should have took Scoot, but I honestly think that they took the best fit for the team, which is honestly not bad at all. But I'm excited to see what Brandon Miller can do. I believe they are going to have another rough season this year, but we'll see what happens and see how it plays out. They did also draft Nick Smith Jr. in the draft this year as well, so we'll see how he pans out as well. We're going to head over to 2K and kind of see how this team plays out. I'll see you guys there. Right, now that we're on 2K, we're going to go ahead and check out the roster for the season. We have LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, Mark Williams, Nick Richards, Cody Martin, Frank Ntilikina, Nick Smith Jr., Bryce McGowens, JT Thor, James Bouknight, and the star of recently, Kai Jones. If you've seen him on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But either way, as I said, I think this year is going to be kind of rough. We'll go ahead and check out the lineups for now. Most of the minutes are pretty good. I kind of like how everything's looking for the most part with the 10-man rotation. I think I'm honestly just going to let the first year play out and kind of see what happens. We'll see if we end up with a high draft pick or not. If not, then hey, it's whatever. I hope we end up doing good. But if not, then we'll end up making a few trades and we're going to go from there. I will see you guys at the end of the season. All right, we are wrapping up the season and we did not do well at all. We are dead last out of every single team in the entire NBA. We did have a 20-win season, so it's very upsetting to say the least. But these are your awards for the season. We have Jokic as your MVP, Wembanyama as your Rookie of the Year, Chris Paul as your Sixth Man of the Year, Claxton as your Defensive Player of the Year, Paul Reed Most Improved, Clutch Player of the Year goes to Steph Curry, and we have your Coach of the Year as Taylor Jenkins. It's your All-NBA first team and what it's looking like. Your second team, the third. And then we got our All-Defensive teams. Then our All-Rookie teams. We do have Brandon Miller making the All-Rookie first team. We do love to see that. And we have Nick Smith Jr. making the All-Rookie second team. So that is a plus. We're going to go ahead and check out the stats on the season and kind of see how everybody did. We had LaMelo Ball leading the way with 19 points. Brandon Miller right behind him with 15. Terry Rozier with a solid 13.6. Miles Bridges isn't doing too bad as well with 13.7. Nick Smith Jr. also had a solid rookie season. So we do love to see that. The rest of the guys did not do horrible off the bench, but we obviously were in dead last, so obviously we weren't as good as we thought we were going to be, even though I said we were going to be bad. But we do have the Warriors and the Celtics in the finals again. Let's see if the Celtics can do it. Yep, they ended up getting their revenge and beating the Warriors in the finals with Jason Tatum as your finals MVP. All right. So let's go ahead and see where we end up in the lottery. We should have a high pick. And we ended up falling to 5. Nice. We love that for us. It's all right. Stuff happens. But we're going to go ahead and head over to the draft. I'm going to kind of see what our options are with the 5th overall pick. We should have a solid pick here at 5. They do have Ron Holland here. He usually does go first in this draft class. So that might be a solid scoop up there. I might have to do that. Should make the team better almost instantly. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We're going to have one more pick also in this draft. So we're going to go ahead and send to the 55th pick and kind of just check and see what our options are here. I don't really see anything too crazy, so I might just pick somebody solid at the end of the day. J.R. Smith comparison, why not? We'll go ahead and take him. All right. That's going to be it for the draft this year. I'm happy with the 5th overall pick in Ron Holland. I'm not really too worried about signing a second-round player. We're going to go ahead and bring back Mark Williams. I'm not really too worried about bringing back JT Thor, so we're going to let him walk. Qualifying offers, none of those there, so we're good there. Let's go ahead and check out free agency and kind of see what options we have to bring in. I definitely want to bring back Miles Bridges. I definitely want to get him at a little bit cheaper of an offer if he's going to do that. I'm going to let the rest of these guys walk. I definitely don't want to bring back Gordon Hayward on that horrible contract. All right. We got back Miles Bridges, so we're cool there. Luke Kennard would not be horrible for a backup shooting guard, but we do have Nick Smith Jr., so I don't really want to take away from him. I don't really think I'm going to do any free agent acquisitions, honestly. So I'm just going to go ahead and head over to player progression and kind of see how everybody progressed during this season. So we got LaMelo Ball going up 4. Brandon Miller also goes up 4. Bridges goes up 2. Mark Williams goes up 3. We love to see that. Nick Richards also goes up. Nick Smith Jr. goes up. Okay, we love that. Nothing but improvement. So at the end of the day, we're never going to complain about that. We're going to go ahead and load in our draft class, make a few trades, and I will see you guys then. All right, for our first trade, we're going to be sending Terry Rozier, James Bouknight, and Kemba Walker over to the Sacramento Kings in exchange for Kevin Huerter and Harrison Barnes. We'll get a nice new shooting guard. All right, I thought we were going to have our new starting guard in Kevin Huerter, but I decided to go ahead and go with this trade in exchange for Desmond Bane. We're going to be sending away PJ Washington and Harrison Barnes along with a first-round pick. Hopefully by 2028, we're going to be good and this pick isn't too valuable. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Desmond Bane. All right, I hope this doesn't haunt us later, but we're going to be sending Kai Jones, Bryce McGowens, and Cody Martin over to the Lakers for Rui Hachimura and Grayson Allen. We're going to bring in Rui Hachimura for our backup 3 spot. So we're going to have a lot more solid roster. All right, we're at the start of the new season, and after all the trades, this is how the team is looking. We have LaMelo Ball, Desmond Bane, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Mark Williams, Kevin Huerter off the bench, Nick Smith Jr., Rui Hachimura, Ron Holland, and Nick Richards. Overall, a pretty solid team. I definitely said we're going to do a lot better this year than last year. We're going to go ahead and let this season sim out, and if we get to the trade deadline and there's a few trades that we need to do, we'll do them. If not, I will see you guys at the end of the season. All right, we are wrapping up the end of the season, and as of right now, we are sitting in second place in the East. We actually just dropped down to third as I said that, but compared to last year, we had a lot better of a season. We went from dead last to third place as a 50-win team, so that's a lot of improvement in our second year in the rebuild, so that's always a positive. We have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as your MVP, Mara as your Rookie of the Year, Chris Paul 6th Man of the Year, Giannis gets your Depoy, Cade Cunningham Most Improved, Clutch Player of the Year goes to John Morant, Coach of the Year is JB Bickerstaff. So what your All-NBA first team is looking like, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team with LaMelo Ball making it. We love to see that. This is your All-Defensive team. We don't have any Hornets there, which is totally okay. And we do have Ron Holland making the All-Rookie second team, which is a step in the right direction. So let's go ahead and check out the stats for the season. See how everybody did. We got LaMelo leading the way with 20 points, 5 rebounds, and about 9 assists with 1.2 steals per game. We love that. Second leading scorer being Brandon Miller in his second year in the NBA, already up to a 83 overall. 16 points per game, 4.5 assists, 4 rebounds with 1.5 steals. That's a great season for a second-year player. Mark Williams stepped up a little bit compared to last year. A little bit more scoring from him. The rebounds were looking nice. Pretty solid also for a couple. I believe he's a third-year player. Yep, this is 2025, so this is a third-year player. Desmond Bane also had a solid season. I definitely feel like he should have put up a little bit more points. Maybe I have to mess with his tendencies a little bit, but we'll see. Overall, pretty solid season, going from last place to third. So let's go ahead and see who we're taking on the first round, which is going to be the Raptors. Let's go ahead and see what happens. We're going to go ahead and simulate the first game in which we take. Simulate game 2 in which they take. They also take game 3. We take 4 though. Hopefully we can jump ahead and take the lead here, in which we don't. It's a little unfortunate to see, but let's go ahead and simcast the next game and see if it's a close one. Maybe we can hop in and get some gameplay here. As of right now, it is close heading into the 4th. Minute 16 left, and I accidentally went a little bit too fast, but that's okay. It is game 7. I'm gonna have to make sure I turn down the time or the speed next time. This is game 7. We're gonna go ahead and simcast. Right now, we do have a good lead heading into the 4th, but they do catch back up. 5-point lead in the 4th. Still is a close game. 1 minute left. It's a 7-point game. I don't think it's going to be enough for them to come back. They could. There's 14 seconds left. Down by 3. I'm going to go ahead and jump in and see what happens. Let's see if we can survive this first round. If not, I'll be a little upset, but stuff happens, as you already know. All right, we got Herder passing in the ball. Looks like he's going to send the ball into LaMelo Ball, and they're going to foul instantly. He shoots the first one, in which he makes. He also makes the second one. 5-point lead, 13 seconds to go. Just no three-pointers and play good defense. We should be good. Yep, and that should be the game right there. We're going to go ahead and foul. And that's going to end it. And we're going to go ahead and move on to the next round, finishing the game 131 to 124. All right, we move on to the next round, and we're going to be playing the 7th-seeded Philadelphia 76ers. Hopefully we can get it done. I don't see why we couldn't. Go ahead and simulate game 1, in which they take. They are tough. They are a good team, but we do come back in game 2 and take the dub. Go ahead and simulate the next game. We also take that. We take the 2-1 lead. They tie it back up in game 4, but that's totally okay. Let's go ahead and get this next one done, hopefully. All right. Unfortunately, they did take that one. We are losing 3-2 right now. Hopefully, we can force a game 7 and move on to the next round, or at least win. I would love to see that. It is a close game, but they did jump away with the lead, heading towards the 4th. I don't think it's going to be enough for us to come back and get this done. It is a 5-point game, but they do have the ball, and we do end up losing to the 76ers in game 6 in the second round. It's totally okay. We made a lot of progress compared to last year, and we do have another rematch of Steph Curry and the Warriors in the finals taking on Jason Tatum in the Boston Celtics in the finals again. All right, and we have the Celtics winning yet again. Jason Tatum as your finals MVP. All right. Let's go ahead and head over to the draft lottery. I'm sure we're going to have a towards the end pick, unless we traded it away this year, which I don't believe we did. All right. I'm going to head over to the player options. I'm not really too worried about the draft. In all reality, I'm going to make sure we get everybody back. All right, we are good there. Qualifying offers, there's none. Free agency, is there anybody that we need to bring back that's important? I do see a Men Thompson here sitting here in free agency. That would be a nice pickup off the bench. I'm not sure exactly why he's sitting in free agency, but I'm going to go ahead and attempt to go ahead and do that. And he does sign. Okay. Maybe we'll re-sign him again. That was only a 1-year deal. So it would definitely be nice to check out some other players and see who else we can bring in. I'm not really too stressed about bringing anybody else in for now. I think that's all we're going to do. Ben Thompson is a really solid pickup for this team. I'm not really too sure why he was sitting in free agency, but hey, I'm not going to complain about it. Let's go ahead over to player progression and see how everybody's doing. LaMelo Ball's up to a 92. We love to see it. Brandon Miller steps his game up. We got a Men Thompson up to an 84. Already the same overall as Desmond Bane. So that means we might have to make a Desmond Bane trade. All right. So we're going to go ahead and load in our draft class. And we'll see if we need to make a few trades. If not, then we're going to go ahead and I'll see you guys at the end of the next season. All right. We're going to go ahead and move on from Desmond Bane, and we're also going to be sending Rui Hachimura as well over to the Minnesota Timberwolves in exchange for Karl Anthony Towns and Andre Drummond. We're going to get our new starting power forward. For the next trade, we're going to be sending over Nick Richards, Andre Drummond, John Conchar, and a second-round pick over to the Houston Rockets for our backup point guard position and Emmanuel Quickley, and we also get Ish Wainwright back in the trade as well. Starting lineup for this year is LaMelo Ball, Men Thompson, Brandon Miller, Ron Holland, Karl Anthony Towns, Kevin Huerter, Mark Williams, Miles Bridges, Emmanuel Quickley, and Nick Smith Jr. Pretty solid overall rotation. The lowest player in our rotation is a 77 and Nick Smith Jr. So overall, an 80-plus overall team and above is really solid. So hopefully We're a lot better this year than last year. Hopefully we can be the first seed this year instead of the third. If not, shit happens, but I will see you guys at the end of the season. All right, we are wrapping up this season. As of right now, we are sitting in first place in the Eastern Conference. So we do love to see that. We definitely won about 13 more games than last year, so that's a definite improvement. So in just a few years, we went from dead last to third place, and now we are the first seed. So we're definitely a step in the right direction. We have Luka Doncic as your MVP, Cooper Flag Rookie of the Year, Lonzo Ball Sixth Man of the Year, Evan Mobley is your DPOY, Amen Thompson for the Charlotte Hornets is your Most Improved Player, John Morant Clutch Player of the Year, Steve Clifford is your Coach of the Year. Your All-NBA First Team, All-NBA Second, and All-NBA Third. Unfortunately, we did not have any of the Charlotte Hornets making it. These are your defensive teams. We have Cooper Flag making a defensive team in his rookie year. Wow. Okay. This is your all-rookie first team and your all-rookie second team. So there's not really too much there. Go ahead and check out the stats for the season. I did realize that I did forget to check the stats for last year's playoffs, but we'll make sure to check at the end of this year. Leading the way, we have LaMelo Ball, 20 points, 5 rebounds, about 9 assists, 1.2 steals per game. Amen Thompson, 12.8, 6 rebounds, 7.5 assists, 1.5 steals per game. 16.7 points from Brandon Miller, 5 rebounds, 4.5 assists. We love to see it. Wish Karl Anthony Towns would have scored a little bit more, but it's okay. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. 14.3 points, 7 rebounds, 3.5 assists. So we do love to see that. Ron Holland, not really the best power forward option this year probably, but it's not a horrible one either. So we definitely are a step in the right direction, as I was saying. We are the first seed. We'll go ahead and simulate the plan, and we are taking on Brooklyn in the first round. Hopefully we can get this done in 4. If not, then it's okay. We go ahead and take game 1. Game 2 is theirs. Game 3 is ours. Game 4 is theirs. Wow, okay. Game 5 is also theirs. Wow. There's no reason we should all be down right now. We do have the lead right now. It is a close game, though. We do take a nice significant lead going into the 4th, and it looks like we're going to run away with that one towards the end. We take game 6. We're going to be heading into game 7. Hopefully we don't lose to the 8th seed. I will be very upset. This team was way too good to lose in the first round, especially to the 8th seed. It is a close game heading into the 4th. I'm going to slow down the sim a little bit, kind of see how this plays out. They do have the lead on us, but anything can happen. They're just running away with it. They want that shit more. Wow. And we really just lost in the first round to the 8th seed. And we ended up losing by 1. That's a game I should have jumped in. Wow. Well, in the first round of the playoffs, we lose to the 8th seeded Brooklyn Nets. Wow, that's just disappointing. Anyways, we'll go ahead and check out the playoff stats for everybody. LaMelo Ball leading the way with 28, 6, and 9. 2 steals per game. Karl Anthony Towns right behind him, 16.6, 9, and 4.5. Amen Thompson and Brandon Miller. They didn't do horrible. Brandon Miller definitely took a step down a little bit when it came to scoring, but that's totally okay. Ron Holland also took a step down when it came to scoring, but that's what's going to happen with LaMelo Ball taking as many shots as he does. It's totally okay. Shit happens. I am upset about it. We definitely should have got it done, but I feel like next year is going to be a lot better. We do have the OKC Thunder with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as your Western Conference MVP, and for the East, we have Evan Mobley with Cavs versus the Thunder in the finals, and we have the Thunder taking it in 6 with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as your finals MVP. All right. What a disappointing season, to say the least. I was definitely hoping to make it a lot farther than we did. We do have the 29th overall pick, so it's nothing really it's not really anything to be too excited about. We're gonna head over to player options, make sure we get everybody back, because it would definitely suck to lose somebody. Definitely want to bring back all these guys. They're all cheap and young. Mark Williams is also a guy we want to bring back on the qualifying offer. Let's see. We got Kevin Huerter sitting in free agency. I don't know if I want to bring him back. And if I do I want to pay him that much? Probably not. He's not going to sign for any less than $18 million. So more than likely, we're not going to bring him back. Mark Williams wants $26 million a year. I don't know if I could pay that for a backup center, man. He's a really good addition to this team, but $25 million is a lot. Worst comes to worst, we'll go ahead and sign him. And then if we have to move on from him, we will. I'm going to let Kevin Huerter walk. I don't really want to pay him. I really didn't even want to pay Mark Williams. But I also didn't want to let him walk for absolutely nothing. And then we are stuck with shit. I don't also want to let Kevin Huerter just walk for absolutely nothing either, but I really don't know if I can pay him that much. I mean, yeah, $18 million, that's about as much as I would give him, and I'm not going to do that. So, at the end of the day, we ended up losing Kevin Huerter. I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but at the end of the day, it's whatever. It is definitely a big loss to the team, but with everybody progressing and making a step in the right direction, we should definitely be okay. I'm going to go ahead and load into the next season, load in our draft class. Just like usual, if there's any trades we made, I'll go ahead and show those. If not, then we'll go ahead and sim the season and see how that goes. All right, this is one of those super unrealistic trades, but this is going to be our new starting power forward. We're going to be getting Jabari Smith Jr. He only has 1 year left on his deal. It might be a little bit tough to make that work, but I definitely hope we can get it done this year, and maybe it won't hurt us in the end. So we're going to be sending away Miles Bridges, McLaughlin, David Duke Jr., and a first, and we're going to be getting KZ Okpala and Jabari Smith Jr. in return. For the next trade, we're going to be sending AJ Green, Nathan Knight, KZ Okpala, and a second-round pick in exchange for Darius Bazley and Edmund Baxter from the Houston Rockets, and Darius Bazley is going to fill in our backup power forward position. As of right now, we're not going to make any more trades. So for the roster this season, we have LaMelo Ball, Amen Thompson, Brandon Miller, Jabari Smith Jr., Karl Anthony Towns, Mark Williams, Ron Holland, Emmanuel Quickley, Nick Smith Jr., and Darius Bazley. We might have gotten a tiny bit worse compared to last year, but overall, I still think that we're going to be the first seed in the East and one of the better teams in the NBA in general. We're going to go ahead and simulate this season, and I will see you guys at the end. All right, we are wrapping up this season. We are sitting in first place and second overall in the power rankings. We are about a 60-win team. We finished 59-23. Luka Doncic as your MVP, Koa Pete as your Rookie of the Year, Damian Lillard as your Sixth Man of the Year for the Bucks. It's still so weird to see that. Evan Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year, Isaiah Collier, Most Improved, Stephen Curry as your Clutch Player of the Year, Steve Clifford as your Coach of the Year yet again. So we'd love to see that. This is your All NBA first team, your All NBA second, and your All NBA third. I did see that LaMelo Ball did make the All-Star team this year, so that is great to see. These are your defensive teams. I don't expect any of the Hornets to be there. And then your rookie teams, as usual. All right, we are the 1 seed, and we're going to be taking on my favorite team, the Detroit Pistons, in the first round. We're going to go ahead and simulate the first game, in which we take. Simulate game 2. We also take that as well. Game 3 is ours. They take game 4, unfortunately, but that's okay. They also take game 5. Wow. And they came to play. Okay. We were up 3-0, and they forced it to game 7. So we're going to go ahead. Honestly, I think I'm going to make it an 8-man lineup. We shouldn't even have to do this to begin with. We shouldn't even be losing, to be honest, in general. So we're going to go ahead and simcast this next game, and if it's close, we'll go ahead and jump in and watch it play out. We do have a good lead heading into the third quarter. It does look like we're going to run away, but they are catching back up. It is a really close game, so we're going to go ahead and simcast this close. And we do end up walking away with a 3-point victory. That was too close to honestly be comfortable with. I really should have hopped in that game, but I always do it way too fast and I mess myself up. We move on to the next round to take on the 4-seeded Indiana Pacers. Before I go on any farther, I definitely want to check out the season stats before I forget. So everybody was looking. We got LaMelo Ball, leading the way with 20 points, 4.5 rebounds, 9 assists. Brandon Miller, 16.8, 5.5, and 5 assists. Amen Thompson and Karl Anthony Towns just about averaging the same numbers. It's actually pretty decent for Amen Thompson, considering he is a 6'7" guard and Karl Anthony Towns is 7 foot. So we do like to see that. We're also going to check out the playoff stats so far, kind of see how everybody's doing. I'm sure LaMelo's leading the way, in which he is with 20, 3.9, and 8.5. Everybody's looking pretty solid so far through the playoffs. That first round was way too close to be comfortable with, as I said, but we'll go ahead and go on with the next round. Simulate the first game, in which we also take game 2. Game 3 is ours. Please don't force a game 7 again. Okay, we move on to the next round. And let's see who we take on. It's going to be the 6th-seeded Milwaukee Bucks. Go ahead and simulate the first game, in which we take. Game 2 is theirs. Game 3 is ours. Game 4 is also ours. Come on, let's get it done. All right. For the first time in this video, the Hornets are in the finals, and we're going to be taking on Stephen Curry and the Warriors, with Steph Curry and LaMelo Ball as your MVPs for the Eastern and Western Conference. All right, let's go ahead and check out the numbers again so far for the playoffs. I kind of want to see, that's a big difference so far. LaMelo Ball definitely stepped it up in that last round. 25, 4.1, and about 10 assists with 1 steal. Okay, I like that a lot. Brandon Miller and everybody else is stepping it up a lot. That Jabari Smith Jr. trade that we did helped out this team a lot. Hopefully, we can get it done right now. This should be it. We're going to go ahead and simulate game 1, in which the Warriors take. Wow, okay. Simulate game 2. They also take that. Game 3, we take that. Oh, man. This is rough. Come on, let's get it done, boys. Oh, down 3-1 in the finals to the Warriors. Come on. We cannot choke this. What's going on? What is going on? We got this, boys. Do I got to go back to the 10-man rotation? I don't even really want to, but it's looking like I might have to. Do we just not have enough depth for them? All right, let's go ahead and simcast. Back to the 10-man lineup. Hopefully this helps out a little bit. It is a close game. Heading into the third quarter, we do have a slight advantage. Heading into the fourth. 1-point game. 2 minutes left. We do take a slight lead heading down towards the end, but they do catch back up. 3-point game. Hornets ball. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what happens. We love watching the finals. So let's go ahead and make sure we're not on any teams, and let's watch this play out. So we got John Collins on the Warriors now. Wow, that's a really solid team. I see Andrew Wiggins in the back. I see Michael Porter Jr., John Collins. Okay. And then I see Steph Curry still. So overall, that team is pretty solid. I still think we're better. We do have the 1-point lead. 30 seconds left in the game. Jabari Smith Jr. inbounding the ball. Passes it up to Amen Thompson. Up to LaMelo Ball, and he's going to be fouled instantly by Steph. LaMelo Ball is going to go to the line. Shoot the first free throw. I hate this camera, so I'm going to change this really fast. Sorry about that. LaMelo Ball makes the first one. 2-point game. Charlotte's lead. All right, 3-point lead. Warriors call a timeout. We just got to play really good defense here, and I feel like we can win this game. This should be it. Down 3-1 in the series. 3-point lead. Just play good defense on Steph Curry. Don't let him get a wide open shot. LaMelo Ball, pretty good defense so far. Jabari Smith Jr. steps up to help out. Wiggins being guarded closely by Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller is going to play really tight defense. Wiggins is going to try and take the shot. Doesn't have one, so he passes it off to John Collins. Amen with really good defense. Passes it out to Wiggins. Takes the shot and misses it. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and win this game. Hell yeah. We love to see it. All right. Hopefully we can get this next one done too, because we need to force a game 7, and it is now 3-2. And I'm stressing right now. This is way too close for comfort. We should not even be in this situation. But the Warriors are a good team. Checking out their lineup and they just kicked our ass heading into the final quarter. Wow. It was a really close game until that final fourth quarter. And then we have Steph Curry winning another championship and a finals MVP. Wow, shout out to Steph. All right. Well, we're going to have to try and figure out our situation with Jabari Smith Jr. I believe we traded away our first round pick this year, so we shouldn't even have one. Yep, 29th. We do still have it, so it didn't look like we ended up trading away after all. Go ahead and head over to the player options. I'm not really too worried about the draft like normal. And we definitely want to bring back Ron Holland. And Nick Smith Jr. and Brandon Miller are cool. Men Thompson, we definitely want to bring him back as well. I almost messed up pretty bad there. And then we got Emmanuel Quickly sitting here. I don't think he should be getting 17, 15. He doesn't want that. Wow, okay. Nick Smith Jr. Pretty sure we could talk him down to about 13. He's cool with that. Quickly is definitely our best option. I don't really want to pay him too much, but 16 should be cool for him. Brandon Miller, we definitely got to bring back. We got to try and bring back Brandon Miller as well. All right, let's go ahead. Okay, we'll go ahead and sign these guys for now. But we definitely want to bring back our other guys. I see a Men Thompson here, and we don't even have enough money now, so we're gonna have to go ahead and make a few trades. All right, I made a bunch of trades and able to make this work. Our team is gonna look a lot different. So unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna be winning the championship anytime soon, but we were able to bring back a lot of our guys. We do have LaMelo Ball. He did go down one, unfortunately, which he shouldn't be at 25 years old, but we do bring back Amen Thompson, Brandon Miller, Jabari Smith Jr., Ron Holland. We did end up losing Karl Anthony Towns, but we got Alex Sarr, Cole Anthony, Nick Smith Jr. is back. We got Jalen McDaniels, Miller, and yeah, for the most part, our team isn't the best. We'll probably make a few more trades to get this team back solid again, but our team's definitely not going to be as good as it once was. Unfortunately, it was my fault not paying attention to the contracts and making bad trades, but I honestly thought we were going to be able to get it done. So, at the end of the day, it happens. It's whatever. Go ahead and auto-generate this class, and I will see you guys when we make some trades. For our first trade, we're going to be sending over Cole Anthony, Nick Smith Jr., and Luke Cornett to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for Zubac and Tari Eason. For the next trade, we're going to be sending Babacar Miller, Justin Champagnie, I'm pretty sure if that's how you say it, and Draymond Green apparently somehow was on the team, for Isaiah Joe and Chase Blackman. All right, I know for our last trade, or one of our last trades, we acquired Tari Eason in the trade, but we're going to be sending him, Alex Sarr, and Ron Holland over to the Rockets for Alperen Sengun and Dwight Cheeks, one of the greatest last names in NBA history. Next, we're going to be sending Jalen McDaniels and Dwight Cheeks over to the Houston Rockets for Tyrese Proctor and MarJon Beauchamp. Next trade we're going to be doing is we're going to be sending MarJon Beauchamp, 2 first-round picks, and Chase Blackman to the Denver Nuggets for Judah Mintz and Kessler Edwards, bringing a nice backup shooting guard for us. We want at least a bunch of 80 overalls on this team to make this team fill out. All right, we're going to be sending Tyrese Proctor and Isaiah Joe over to the Phoenix Suns for Herb Jones and Kobe Brown. Next, we're going to be sending Kobe Brown, Kessler Edwards, and a second-round pick to the 76ers in exchange for Dario Saric and Matthew Chandler. Saric is going to be our backup, either 4 or our center. For now, that's all the trades we're going to do. The current roster, as of right now, we have LaMelo Ball, Amen Thompson, Brandon Miller, Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun, Herb Jones, Zubac, Judah Mintz, Dario Saric, and Daishan Nix. Nix is obviously the worst one on our backup, but there's really not too many trades that we could have done and stuff like that to make it too much better. So we're going to go ahead and sim the season. Hopefully we're close to a championship. If not, then obviously there's a lot more work we need to do. I definitely want to win this team a championship because I feel like it's definitely possible. Probably give it a few more years, and if we don't, we'll probably call it there. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. We are getting towards the end of the season here, and as of right now, we are the first seed in the Eastern Conference. We do love to see that. We are just about another 60-win team. We did lose a few games there at the end, but we finished 57-25. Luka Doncic is your MVP for, I believe, the 3rd time this video. Dybonsta, Dybonsa is your Rookie of the Year. Koa Pete, Sixth Man of the Year. Evan Mobley, Depoy. Hugo Gonzalez is your Most Improved. Tyrese Maxey is your Clutch Player of the Year for the Warriors. Al Thomas is your Coach of the Year for the New Orleans Pelicans. This is your All-NBA First Team, All-NBA Second, with LaMelo Ball on it. We love to see that. And then your All-NBA Third Team with Amen Thompson on that. Okay, so this might be the year. Hopefully this is it. We got Amen Thompson on your All-Defensive First Team for the guards. And no other players there. And I don't believe we had any rookies. So that's going to be it for that. We're going to go ahead and check out the stats for the season. Kind of check and see how everybody did. We had LaMelo Ball leading the way with 23 points, 5 rebounds, and about 10 assists. Amen Thompson and Brandon Miller right behind him with 18.8 points. They both averaged pretty solid rebounding, and Amen Thompson dished it out really well with about 9 assists per game. Brandon Miller 4.5, so we do like to see that. Sengun stepped in and made a big difference on this team with his rebounding and passing as well. So overall, we have a really solid team. Honestly, I do think we can get it done this year. I honestly thought it was going to be a lot harder to be a first seed again, but we made some good trades and made it work. So we're going to simulate the play-in, and we're going to be taking on Toronto in the first round. We're going to simulate the first game, in which they take somehow. That's super unfortunate. We'll simulate the game 2, in which they take that as well. Okay. Game 3 is ours. Finally a step in the right direction, and now we are down 3-1. Okay, so it's not looking too promising as of right now. So we're going to go in and make it an 8-man lineup for right now and kind of see if that makes a difference. I don't think it will, but we got to do what's best for the team at the current moment. I don't understand how we go down to these 8 seed teams being so good. I'm not honestly really sure, but they are kicking our ass heading into the fourth quarter, but we do catch back up slightly. It is a 6-point game. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough to get it done. It is an 8-point game with about 30 seconds left, and now we're down by 10. So unfortunately, we're going to get taken out in the first round. But thankfully, we do have a lot of our guys under contract for a few more years, so we should have a few more years to get this done. We have your Blazers in the finals with Isaiah Collier as your Western Conference MVP, and then Josh Giddey as your Eastern Conference MVP for the Bulls. And we have the Trailblazers winning it in 6 with Isaiah Collier as your finals MVP. We'll go ahead and check out the playoff stats. We had LaMelo Ball leading the way with 26, 5.4, and 7. Amen Thompson right behind him with 28.5 and 7.5. So we do like to see that from him, making big steps. There's a couple guys on the bench that are going to be a little tough to bring back, but overall, I'm not too worried. I'm going to go through the usual bullshit, and I will see you guys at the beginning of the season next year. Over the offseason, we ended up bringing Nick Richards back to the team, but unfortunately, he's going to be sent off to the New York Knicks with Peyton Pritchard and Gilbert D'Angelo for Rob Dillingham and Josh Hart. Rob Dillingham is going to be our new backup point guard in Charlotte. For now, that's all the trades we're going to do. So the current roster for this season is LaMelo Ball, Amen Thompson, Brandon Miller, Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun, Herb Jones, Judah Mintz, Zubac, Rob Dillingham, and Paul Reed. I wasn't sure whether to play Josh Hart or Paul Reed, but Josh Hart's overall goes down if you make him a point or a power forward. So we went ahead and we went with Paul Reed. So we're gonna go ahead and sim out this season. Hopefully this is the year we can get it done. If not, I probably got like one more season left in me, and hopefully we get it done this year instead. But I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Here we are wrapping up the season. We are the first overall seed in the East again and first overall team in the power rankings. So it's great to see that. We do finish off a 58-win team with 24 losses. We have Josh Giddey as your MVP. We struggled with versing the Bulls last year, so it obviously looks like they have a great player in Josh Giddey. I did also notice that they have Jokic as well, so that's one of those tough teams. So you got Josh Giddey as your MVP, Cliff Mercer as your Rookie of the Year, Stokes as your Sixth Man of the Year, Evan Mobley Depoy, Bryce James as your Most Improved Player, Trae Young as your Clutch Player of the Year, with Al Thomas as your Coach of the Year yet again for the New Orleans Pelicans. This is your All-NBA First Team, all NBA second team, and all NBA third. We don't have any players making it from Charlotte, unfortunately. Your all defensive team. We do have Amen Thompson making the defensive second team, so we do like to see that. And we don't have any rookies that we played, so I'm not really too worried about that. Let's go ahead and check out the season stats for everybody. We had LaMelo and Brandon Miller leading the way, with Amen Thompson and Judah Mintz and Jabari Smith Jr. right behind them. So overall, pretty solid scoring effort from everybody off the bench and in the starting lineup. We are the first seed. We are taking on the 8th-seeded Indiana Pacers in the first round. We're going to simulate the first game in which they take. Man, we just cannot get it done in the playoffs. Simulate game 2. We take that. Game 3 is theirs. Game 4 is ours. Hopefully we can get this done, take the lead. And they go up 1 game. Wow. It's just, this team is just not built for the playoffs, I guess. After the first quarter, we do have the lead. Second quarter, the game is close. They do take the lead going into the third. The fourth, they have a 15-point lead on us. 20-point lead now. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and get sent home again in the first round. Wow. I'm just lost for words. We got Cameron Boozer as your Western Conference MVP. And Jason Tatum as your Eastern Conference MVP. With the Thunder taking on the Celtics, with the Thunder winning it in 7, with Cameron Boozer as your Finals MVP. Just drafted a few years ago and already a Finals MVP and a champion. So shout out to Cameron Boozer. We're not going to have a high pick in this draft because we traded it away to the Nuggets. And overall, we were a good team. So obviously, we're not going to get much done there. I'm not going to show you too much of this because it's boring and stuff like that. I already know it is. So I'm going to see you guys at the beginning of the season next year. For this year, I don't think I'm going to make any trades. I think I'm just going to let it play out and kind of see what happens. We're going to run an 8-man lineup this year and just play our best 8 players and hope for the best. Hopefully everybody just goes crazy and hopefully we can get lucky and win a championship because it has definitely been rough. The playoffs have not been our friend. We've built really good teams. We've been the first seed for basically 4 years in a row. And we just can't seem to get it done, I guess. So the lineup for this year is LaMelo Ball, Amen Thompson, Brandon Miller, Jabari Smith, Sengun, Herb Jones, Judah Mintz, and Zubac. Overall, pretty solid lineup. Play the 8-man rotation, kind of see how it does. We're going to play it by ear. If there's a few trades to be done at the deadline, I'll show you guys those. But for the most part, I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Hopefully we're a 1 seed again. Okay, we are wrapping up the last year of the rebuild. Right now, we are sitting in 2nd place in the Eastern Conference. We are a 50-win team again, which is really good to see. We finished off 56-26 with Luka as your MVP again for, I believe, the 4th time this video now. Rookie of the Year goes to Dylan Dudley. Taj Ariza, 6th Man of the Year. Evan Mobley is your depoy. Dante Nixon is Most Improved. John Morant is your Clutch Player of the Year. And Mark Daigneault is your Coach of the Year. It's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second with LaMelo Ball. And then your All-NBA third team. Then you have your All-Defensive teams. We don't have any players. That's the brother of Amen Thompson. So, all right. We do finish off as the 2nd seed, like I said. But I do want to check out the stats for the year and kind of see how we did. LaMelo Ball led the way with 23 points, 5.5 rebounds, 10 assists. Brandon Miller right behind him with 25 and 5. Judah Mintz, 3rd leading scorer, 17.8. Jabari Smith Jr. also did really well, along with Sengun. The bench and stuff like that obviously didn't score too much because I don't have their tendencies up too high. I probably should have turned up Herb Jones a little bit more than he is, but it's all good at the end of the day. We're going to simulate the plan, and we're going to be taking on Toronto, who took us out of the playoffs a few years back, and hopefully we can get our revenge now. We're going to simulate the first game in which they take. Wow. This has just been a rough playoff series for us, or just playoffs in general. We do end up taking game 2. Simulate game 3, in which we take that. We also take game 4. Okay, this is what I like to see, and we move on to the next round, eliminating Toronto. Now we are moving on to face the Boston Celtics in the next round, and we're going to simulate the first game in which we take, simulate game 2 in which they take, game 3 is theirs, game 4 is also theirs. All right, well, it's not looking too good for us so far. Like I said, this is the last year of the rebuild, so hopefully we can force it and make our way out of this. It is a close game, but we did end up taking the lead towards the end there, so that is nice to see. Celtics take the lead in the game early. They are up a significant amount. I'm not sure if we'll be able to come back. I don't think we will be able to. Unfortunately, we won't. And we lose by 30. So, unfortunately, like, this team was really good. It just did not perform well in the playoffs. I'm not sure what it was. I'm not sure if it was the rosters I built. Who knows? But we have Luka Doncic as your Western Conference MVP and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the East on the Brooklyn Nets. Bunch of different changes of scenery. And we have the Nets taking on the Thunder in the finals. And we have the Nets winning it in 7 with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as your finals MVP. Hornets fans, I am sorry. I wish I could have got this done for you guys. This team had so much potential. We made the right moves. We made this team as deep as we thought we could. Maybe I should have made a few different moves. Let me know in the comments if you think I should have did stuff different. Let me know if there's somebody I should have picked up different. If I should have brought in somebody that I wasn't noticing, stuff like that. But either way, I do appreciate every single one of you guys for watching my video. Most people, as it tells me on my YouTube, are not subscribed. It says over 90% are not subscribed to the YouTube channel. So it'd be greatly appreciated if you guys subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure to like the video, comment, let me know what you guys think. Have a blessed one, and take it easy. Peace.